Hey, what's up, my YouTube fam? I'm back. This is Larry with the Best Credit Repair Channel. Today, we're going to talk about the 5 ways that you can get a late payment removed. But first, I want to say thank you for all my new subscribers coming out to the channel. I definitely appreciate y'all. The channel is growing. This channel is really about keeping it real about how to improve your credit. We don't do gimmicks on here. We don't make up stuff. We don't do test drives on things and then try to spit that out to you as a consumer to fool you. We don't do that on this channel. We break real information down, researchable information, so you can definitely go out and improve your credit report. So please keep following, like, subscribe, and share because we keep it real on this channel. So I appreciate all the new people supporting this channel. Continue to like, subscribe, and share the channel. The next thing, hey, I do have a master dispute package packed with information. If you're interested in that master dispute package, please shoot me an email. You can go to my website and download it. I did talk to my the person that built my website to make it a little easier for the people to go on there and download it and get the whole package. He's working on that. Yeah, just if you have any issues, you will get the package. Shoot me an email. I would definitely email the package to you. I get a notification when people buy that package. So when you buy it, I like to reach out to people, call them. If you don't, shoot me an email, shoot me a text with my number. I would definitely get it back to you as soon as possible. I promise you that. I do have authorized user cards. If you're interested in authorized user cards, I report them up to 4 months. I can go up to about $20,000 if you're interested in just throwing a bunch of positive credit with some high limits on your credit report to help you boost, and you get it for 4 months. So give you time to really go out and take advantage of the boost in your credit score to help build your credit report. So if you're interested in that, shoot me an email. But, everybody wants to know, how do I get these late payments off? It's the most damaging thing on your credit report besides charge-offs. That comes in second. But late payments definitely could be really damaging, and we're going to go through ways that you can get these late payments removed. So the first one we're going to talk about, they're called letters of accommodation, and they're linked to the CARES Act, right? So in the CARES Act, remember, we're still in the CARES Act. They cannot be reporting late payments if you were affected by COVID, because it's actually considered a national disaster. So if you've been affected by COVID, maybe you caught COVID and you was down for 10 days or 2 weeks, your pay was affected, which caused you to be late. You need to send an accommodation letter to the creditor, explaining to them that you caught COVID. If you got a positive result, send that positive result in. Hey, I was positive for COVID I was out of work for 2 weeks. My income was substantially affected by having COVID, which caused me to be late, and I'm asking for an accommodation to remove that late payment. That is number one. That is a powerful tool that you can use. Now, does every creditor accept these accommodations? I can't tell you, but a lot of creditors do accept these accommodations if you just structure them right and send them the information so they just don't think somebody's just trying to get out of a late payment that was actually late. So just explain, during COVID, based on the CARES Act, and me being affected with COVID and was out of work, my income was substantially affected, which caused me to be late. I'm asking for an accommodation for that late payment, to remove that late payment and change it to an on-time payment. Now, it's going to be difficult if you made 5-6 payments in a row late. It's going to be hard to do that under this act. So remember, if you think you're going to be late, call your creditor, talk to them. Hey, I've been sick with COVID. I am not going to be able to make that payment under the CARES Act. Can you please give me accommodation not to report me late on my next It's all about communicating, and so many people did not use the CARES Act when it was right in front of them to use and not collect late payments. If you have any more questions, you know what to do. Shoot me a comment and email. The next one is payment mismatch, meaning on TransUnion you were on time, on Experian you were late, and then on Equifax you were late. That's payment mismatch. Well, how could you be on time on Experian and late on the other ones? Right? So you're going to send a letter to the creditor explaining that I have a payment mismatch on my credit report. It could be two of them say you're okay and one say late. How could I be late? There's a payment mismatch. Can you please change that late payment to an on-time payment? Now they could change it late, that you were late. That's the chance you're gonna take if you do it. But in a lot of cases, they're not gonna change it, or they may change it, or they won't do anything. Then you need to dispute it with the credit bureaus. Because when you dispute it with the credit bureaus, you're setting the foundation that if you need to take legal action, you can take legal action against them. Because that mismatch payment is a violation. Your credit report should be accurate across all three credit bureaus. So you would be able to file a case against them on that mismatch. And by you reaching out to them and explaining and them not fixing it, and you sending a dispute to the credit bureaus and they're not fixing it, you may have legal grounds. Worst case scenario. Best case scenario, they'll go ahead and fix it and take the late and make them good. The other worst case scenario, they could just turn them all to be late. That's a chance you're going to take. But it is a strategy to get that late payment removed. The next one is a powerful one. And this one is going to cover quite a few areas. Number 3. So number 3 is we're going to use 166B in Title 15 of the Trade and Commission book, right? That it says that creditors cannot report a late payment unless they have put reasonable periodic statements, right? That's what they call it. Use periodic statements, and they are mailed or delivered to the consumer 21 days before the due date. So I have one person that emailed me to say, hey, my credit score was a 760. I was a co-signer on my dad's car. He was late, fell into some financial situation. I received a late payment to damage my credit report. What I would tell you is that did they send you a statement letting you know when the due date was? If they did not, they cannot report that late payment. I would send a letter under section 666B that states that you must mail or deliver a statement to me 21 days before the due date, or you cannot report a late payment. So that they didn't email you, you didn't get a letter, and they just do it because you're a co-signer. They can't do that. They have to notify you 21 days that that payment was due, before they can actually report a late payment on your credit report. That's if you're a co-signer on something. Now, just say you're not a co-signer. Remember, they would if you were paperless, they would have to email you a statement or tell you a statement is available 21 days before the due date. Anytime, if it's 18 days before the due date, then they're out of violation. It says at least no later than 21 days. So if you got it, let me back up. If you got it on 22 days before the due date, then it's a violation. They can't report that late payment. There is a time frame that they have to have delivered or mailed. So look at your postage date. When they sent that out to you? If it's not 21 days before the due date, they can't report a late payment on your credit report. That's why we got to start paying attention to the small detailed things that are happening, right? So Look at your emails. If you got an email and your payment is due on the 10th and you got a statement on the 1st on email, it wasn't 21 days before the due date. And even if you were late, they legally cannot report a late payment on your credit report. Number 4, on the online payment system was down, meaning that you got paid. It was a few days before the due date. You went to go try to make the payment, or a day before the due date, because then it says as long as you make a payment before a certain time, 5 o'clock, you will not be considered late. But the payment system was down. So because the payment system was down, you went 30 days, 31 days late. They cannot listen. You got to go on and say your payment system was down, which caused me to be late. Due to the time I was getting ready to make the payment, I could not mail it because it definitely would have been late. It was not enough time to mail or deliver my payment to you. So I used your online payment system, but it was down, which caused me to receive a late payment. That's number 4. Number 5, payment history. I'm big on that. Looking at payment history. Look at your payment history. Look and see, was it a 30? Was it a 60? Was it a 90? Was it a 120? Look at your payment history. Challenge the payment history. Make sure that it's got 7 years. If you have a card that's 8 years old, it should be at least 7 years of reporting. Anything less than that is inaccurate. Challenge the creditor. Challenge the credit bureau to say, hey, this account is inaccurate. This account was open in June of 2019. But there's no reporting on the whole year of 2019 that is missing, which is inaccurate, which this accounts must be deleted. So just that payment history is so powerful with it. There are ways where you could be go from on time to 60 days, meaning you wrote a check, they said you were okay, but the check bounced. So now you went, you're thinking you're okay, and then no, you're not okay. You're 30 days late. Maybe you sent in another check, it bounced, or you didn't get that check in time, and then you went 60 days. So the next month they went from 30 to a whole 60 days late payment because you didn't get the payment in time on the second cycle of your payment, which makes it 60 days. It's possible it can happen. But understand that, but challenge those type of inaccuracies where it go from okay to 90, or there's some says indeed no data, or there's missing information in your payment history. You want to challenge that payment history. You definitely want to go after and be specific on what your June of 2019, there was no reporting. July of 2019, you reported me 90 days late. So you just got to be specific, and you need to go and make sure you dispute those type of things. But those are my 5. If you have any questions, please shoot me an email. Hopefully some of this information is on the CFPB. Some of this, again, you can look this up, 166B, where how the time that is required that creditors must have a statement to you before they can report a late payment. So look at all that stuff. Look at your situations. Use an accommodation letter. That's the terminology, accommodation letter for the CARES Act. If you are out with COVID, you can use that. But if you have any questions, please shoot me an email. I definitely can walk you through it. I am going to put some of these, create some of these letters and put them in the master dispute package. They are not in there now, but I am going to create some letters and then put them in the master dispute package. But anyway, it's Sunday. I'm about to go down here and watch this Super Bowl, but I wanted to get this video to you. It's been a hectic weekend. But if you have any questions, I appreciate every single one of y'all. Thank you. And please like, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications. And I'm out.